I guess I'll start off. First, I want to say, like you said, it's nowhere near enough. But I have to extend my prayers, my thoughts, my condolences to all the families involved in like what happened in Buffalo and Texas. It's really a tragedy to see these two things happen back to back. And I think at this point in this country, we're living in a constant state of fear. Mm-hmm. Like, how can we not be? Because, like you said, for kids, for children, like, they're in school. You know, that's supposed to be, like you said, one of the safest places for them to be. And me being a school teacher, like, obviously nothing like to this magnitude happened, but I've seen like other problems where kids don't feel safe. But this, the fact that it keeps happening like this, something has got to change. Like, I mean, this is where we have to take a stand. And even with what happened in Buffalo, like with the racially motivated shooting, like something has got to change. Like a stand has to be taken. Like, when do we realize again that the power is really in the people? Mm-hmm. Like, when do we realize that? Because it's not going to stop. Mm-hmm. Like, freedom is never given. It has to be taken. And the power is in the people. We have to organize and mobilize to actually make that real change happen. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, when is it going to stop? Yeah. It's not going to stop if we don't do anything to stop it. Right. Because the same way we can be inspired by good, people are inspired by evil. Exactly. Too. So they see this and they're inspired and they want to do it themselves. Mm-hmm. And it is nothing but evil. Like, I mean, people can, and they can make the arguments that, you know, it's mental health and it's this and that. But these acts are evil. Mm-hmm. Like, in nature, they're evil. Mm-hmm. So there's so many things that need to be done, like on like national levels, but also on like the smaller levels, like in our communities, like our own communities. Like, people really need to understand and figure out who they're electing as these officials, right, and look at your own laws and things like in your governments, in your neighborhoods, in your communities. Look at those things, but also speak out on just the simple injustices on an everyday basis. You have to, because if we don't start it there, we won't fix it on a grand scheme, on a grand like on the grand scheme of things. You know, on a bigger scale, we won't fix it then. If you don't check the small stuff, how can you check the big stuff? For sure. So people have to stand up. Like, they have to stand up for themselves, because a lot of it is rooted in capitalism too. Exactly. Like, capitalism is destroying this country. Mm-hmm. Like, it was built on capitalism, like where we are today. Mm-hmm. But it's also the same thing that is destroying this country. It's like we're constantly caught up in this rat race. Yep. And it's like something like this happens, and we mourn about it on social media, and there's a couple of posts for like maybe a week or two, and then people forget because they're constantly in this rat race. Like, we got to pay the bills, we got to go to work, we got to do this, we got to do that. I don't think people realize if we organize and everybody just stop what they're doing for like 2 or 3 days, mm-hmm, they would have to change. Mm-hmm. Even on a small level, like, 'cause you've seen it like with strikes at jobs, right? Like, what happens when everybody walks out? Can't do the job. Yeah, they have to change something. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's easier said than done. You know, it's easy for me to say that, but like, it needs to be put out there that something has to change, and it starts with, I think, organizing as a people, and then mobilizing, like actually putting in the work. But it's just terrible to see. Like, parents should never have to bury their kids. Like, period. And in these circumstances, it's just, we've seen it happen before, and it's just so terrible that it could have been avoided. Yep. That's the thing that gets me. These are things that could have been avoided. And as far as like the racially motivated shooting in Buffalo, my heart is heavy with that one, especially too, because I don't even know where to start with that one. Like, some people are just have such evil in their hearts because we look different, you know, because I look different. And it's rooted. I do a lot of studying as far as history. Like I said, I studied a lot about the Black Panthers, and I studied a lot of like why racism even exists. And a lot of it in this country exists because the people who got this nation started, like, you know, in the 16, 1700s, and it's hard to say got the nation started. I mean, got it to where it is now, per se. Like, they were of white skin, and they made laws that benefited solely just them. And in making those laws that benefited solely just them, they became the hierarchy. Mm-hmm. So then people started to buy into the fact that anybody that did not look like them were not the hierarchy. They were, in fact, lower than them, like on a human level. And then that's where comes the 3/5 of a person, like all things like that. But that's where it's rooted in. And then when you take that and you multiply it for over centuries of years, 300-400 years, then it becomes, you're mentally like trapped. Like maybe you're not physically enslaved anymore, but you're mentally enslaved, because not only do people who, of white skin believe that, but like people my color, they bought into it. Mm-hmm. And now we're attacking each other, we're killing each other, and then it's like it doesn't help the issue. So we have to be released of these mental shackles first, to again unite and take a stand with that as well. But unity is what's going to change the world. Love and unity, that's what we need more than anything. I want to say I'm a humanitarian. Like, I'm a humanitarian. So unity and love is what we need more than anything at this point. Unity, love, and some empathy.